Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble News channel. What is going on with the crypto crew? This is Sean coming back with another video about cryptocurrency. We are going to start right away. Taking a look at the cryptocurrency Yoda. He's letting you know what he thinks will happen and what the top will be. Look at this picture. It looks like there might be a big inverse head and shoulders design going from the 2021 double top to the bottom. We've already shown you this in other videos, but this just proves our Bitcoin bro stand. For now, this could be the third shoulder. Then, at the end of the year in 2025, the presidential election will happen. That's what we'll talk about in this film. It has gone up to 100,000 though, and could go even higher. It was 120 to 170. British Hodl is talking about Trump's speech at a Bitcoin meeting in the past. It was important last year to get 1 Bitcoin, and now it's 10 times more important after Trump's speech. Also, what does he mean? He is talking about Trump's speech about the Bitcoin reserve for the US. The business world is still looking for more information. This is something that President Trump talked about at the newest and best Bitcoin meeting in Nashville over the weekend. He said that the United States would use its Bitcoin stocks and might even keep adding to them. What does this mean? We don't have all the facts yet, but the mood is definitely bullish. Today, James Lavish comes out and says, "Good morning, the world has about $900 trillion worth of investments, and it's about 67,000 Bitcoins, give or take a few. It's a little less than 67 Bitcoins, but Bitcoin is only 0.15% of that at 1%. A Bitcoin would be worth $428,000. So put this in its proper place. That's 1%. How about 2%, 5%, or 10%? You get the idea. This is Marty Bent's opinion. It's time to get weird in America. What does this sentence mean? Year of elections. We've already seen chumps try to kill someone. Joe Biden is no longer running. What's going to happen next? Many people aren't sure what will happen in politics, but also when it comes to money. Is there something bigger that could blow up or pump the markets? There's a lot going on before and after the election. Do not forget to keep adding. Bitcoin Golden Cross is coming up fast from El Jaboom. It went up 174% in 4 months the last time this happened. That's a long way back. In November and October of last year. So 174%, which is where we are now at about 66.3, is being recorded. What would happen if Bitcoin did something similar around where the price is now? It is estimated that 174% of Bitcoin would reach its goal price of $183,000 Bitcoin. In other words, if the past is any indication, then surely there will be some optimism. Trump talked about a Bitcoin strategic reserve, which Cindy alumnus says could help pay off the country's $35 trillion debt. This is crazy when you do the math. Since the US keeps printing money, prices will go up. However, that money should be backed by the dollar or kept in the US reserve. With a Bitcoin stash, that money will grow to over 35 trillion over time. This is something that is done every month. Will this happen now? We'll see in time. The next government could make or break Bitcoin. This doesn't mean Bitcoin is going away, but if it goes one way instead of the other, it could push this issue further down the road. This is going to happen no matter what. But the scary question is when it will show up here. Russia just passed a law that lets people mine Bitcoin and use cryptocurrencies to pay for things. So, are we seeing how game theory works here? Does Putin know what's going on? Does he get that there aren't many? This is what all important nations, nation-states, and countries around the world will do. Just like Guatemala, every day El Salvador has bought 1 Bitcoin. Does game theory fall under? Max Kaiser will give us that take before the movie comes out, so make sure you watch it all the way through. Before that, you need to talk about altcoins by looking back at 2015 and 2017. We see a rounding bottom, then a wedge pattern, and then a blast up. We test this moving average again, and there is a secret bullish divergence. All of these things are like what we're doing now, so if we keep going at the same rate, the alt market will be worth $5, $6, or $7 trillion. This might raise the value of your Bitcoin. We hope you're ready for this. As if that wasn't enough, Bitcoin is also in this rising wedge pattern. This could drop to about 49% if we fail. In this case, that will look like changing resistance to support. And then come back, be turned down, and fall for an even bigger alt season. In other words, the alts rise when Bitcoin falls. There is not much time left. How much longer do you think Bitcoin will stay below $100,000? Have you begun to gather your things? Are you all set? Let's go back to the game theory talk. Let's hear from Max Kaiser. What he has to say is happening in the crypto space right now. Let Max speak. I like the way Bitcoin is like a gun counter. According to this model, if one country uses gunpowder, then you have to use gunpowder too in order to stay alive or destroy each other. The global hash war, also known as the global Bitcoin war, has begun. I wrote about this war about 5 years ago. When everyone said, oh, all of these countries are going to ban Bitcoin, I said, no, it's going to be the other way around. All of them are going to accept Bitcoin. They're going to mine Bitcoin against each other and hold on to it because it's going to lose value against other assets. These are the thoughts that people who have been following Bitcoin for a while are starting to have. There are a lot of leaders here talking about Bitcoin, which I find very interesting. What they want to say is clear, and they sound good. I don't think they've really thought about it yet because it takes politics out of the picture. Because Bitcoin will get rid of both the country state and the central banks. That means both the nation state and the central bank will fall apart. That's all I have to say about Max. He's mostly talking about the game theory we were just talking about. Every country in this list will be racing to join the Bitcoin race. Like the gold rush. It's kind of like the race to the stars. It's kind of like any other race where countries are trying to be the first to finish. Who is going to start? The big country we see now, even though El Salvador is a small country. This will be the first big country to do a Bitcoin standard before you leave. Remember to look at the Bitcoin bubble at Bitcoin Bubble 1.